My husband made a comment that I do nothing around the house. Now, if that is something that he said, that's an awful thing to say to somebody, right? If that's what he said.
Okay.
Yes.
So, you know how you said something to me that made me feel like you said that I didn't do enough around the house?
So which is it? Did he tell you that you do not do enough around the house, or did he do what you are now feeling more comfortable saying now that he's here, now that he can actually hear what it is you're saying? Is it that he said something that made you feel like he was implying that you don't do enough around the house? There's a difference. So what does she do about this situation? She looks like she has a plan. So for 2 days, I really did nothing around the house. And again, the caption is, then I left town for a girls' trip. With the hashtag marriage humor. I'm failing to see the humor. I'm curious how he feels about these vids. To which she replied, stay tuned.
Housework. I didn't do anything for 3 days, just to show you.
Okay, I also want to point out something else that's happening right now. As she's beginning to tell this story, here how it's, so you remember how like a couple days ago I left on a girls trip? Okay, this is another tool. This is another tool in the toxic femininity quiver, okay, that can just be like launched out on an arrow at any time. It's very similar to police voice, and it's what I call the giggle. And it's when a girl, or I guess in this case, an aged woman, just starts to giggle as she tells you something in order to minimize the guilt, the accountability, or the actual toxicity that exists within what she's telling you. She's hoping that if she just giggles enough, that her cuteness will allow you to forgive whatever it is she's about to tell you she did. I think that in every relationship to some capacity, it's pretty normal for couples to create some kind of a strike against the other. Something to show them, look how much I really do. You're taking me for granted. And I actually fully support that when it's between the couple and not privately recorded and then blasted across all of social media to make all of our business. That's when it becomes a little bit of a different situation.
So last night, my husband and I, we were on the couch, like before bed. We were just like ready to go upstairs and have some alone time. And I was like, okay, well, I'm going to have to go switch the laundry, which immediately made me mad because I was just like mad. So I'm carrying up this massive load of laundry that was in the dryer. I think I have my Bible in my hand.
No one cares about those chores getting done on the same deadline as you. There is no one who is standing behind you with a pew-pew to your head telling you, you get this laundry done tonight or it's game over for you. Leave the laundry, go bang your husband's brains out. Do what you actually want to do in this world. And for some reason, you allowed society to tell you, no, what you really need to do is some laundry and some Bible reading. That shit, go your husband, dude. What are you waiting for?
So while I was in the bathroom washing my face and brushing my teeth, I was thinking to myself, if my husband ever so slightly tries to reach his hand or any sort of body part to come across the pillow barrier that I have created between us for my comfort, how will I mentally prepare myself for this moment? Because right now I want to lose it on everybody that lives in my house. So as I was getting into bed and I peeled back the covers, I made sure to slither in but still stay close to the edge. I didn't want to go in too far, so one butt cheek was still slightly a little bit off the edge. I saw him coming over across the pillow barrier to give me a kiss, and I figured, I'm not even going to pucker. You can just kiss my unpuckered lips.
For no reason at all, she decided to just self-implode like a dying star and destroy the environment of everyone and everything around her while actively blaming everyone else who's simply existing. Kiss my unpuckered lips. She has zero communication skills. How confused do you think that guy was? I wouldn't know what to think if I was just like hanging out and then all of a sudden my wife just like brings laundry upstairs and she's just pissed, but she's not telling anybody why she's pissed. Y'all, why am I starting to see so many haha my partner is injured and suffering partner shaming videos?
It's my husband. Just so you know, I've been cut open twice, 7 different layers, and I had to walk. I had to start walking 20 hours after I was cut open. This man said he broke his arm. The doctor said, sadly, it's just a muscle strain. Daddy! You okay?
Oh, that's cool, Candace. I'm a C-section mom too. Weirdly though, shaming my husband online to thousands of strangers hasn't really done anything to heal my scar or make the C-section unhappen, so... And I remember having to walk right after. That sucks. But you know what's also weird is when that happened, my husband didn't remind me that he was in a car accident where he lost his hearing and also had to relearn how to walk. It's almost like it's not a fucking competition. So I guess I'm not really understanding why you decided you needed to make your husband look like a little bitch baby on the internet, but let's watch your follow-up video where you make it a lot worse for yourself. She says, the mosquito in question, the action that resulted in the emergency visit. So first of all, that is clearly not a mosquito, that is definitely a wasp, but hey, you're not an entomologist, we'll forgive you for that and move on to my next point. Your husband was attempting to defend your child. That is how he injured himself. He wasn't doing something stupid. He wasn't taking unnecessary risks. He was trying to defend your child from an aggressive insect, which resulted in a seriously painful muscle strain. But Candace, you decided that was too inconvenient. So inconvenient that he deserves to be denigrated by 1.4 million people on the internet for taking time out of your day for doing nothing wrong. Let's read the comments. I bet they're being real nice to him. This has to be satire. Why he thought he broke his arm. I've watched this 10 times. I still can't stop laughing. How did he think his arm was broken from that? Say psych right now. You win. He's a bigger man baby than my man baby, and my man baby is a pretty big man baby. I'm just saying. Girl, you really thought posting that was a flex? Oh, and my favorite, hope your wife is okay. So a bunch of people now think her husband is a failure and an embarrassment, right? But when you dive deeper into the comments, you actually get something a lot scarier. My dad shook someone's hand and was suddenly in excruciating pain. His hand was swelled and he thought something was broken. It was muscular and he still didn't know exactly what happened, but he was in a lot of pain. My friend got out of bed one morning, put her foot on the ground, and broke her foot. My mother-in-law also died from cancer after getting an x-ray for a broken arm. Turns out it was a tumor in her bone. My uncle coughed and broke his femur. Come to find out he had cancer. To which someone says, I've heard countless stories like this exactly. You girlies will really laugh at this stuff, but me, I'm in my early 30s and I have just had 2 friends lose their husbands to cancer. When your partner is hurt and injured, no matter how annoying or inconvenient it might be for you, you support them. That is not your time to profit and get clout off of their misery and anguish. All I'm saying is, if that was the last video I ever made about my husband, I would hate myself. Get some perspective. But why am I even surprised that she did this when she's the same partner shamer who did this?
If I ever wake up at night, I've done this since Brady was a baby, and I change a wet diaper. I take the diaper, and I throw it at my
What's wrong with
Guys, he never noticed it.
He doesn't know. He has no idea.
Since Brady was a baby.
For years. Yikes, dude. Tell me you have zero respect for the man you married without telling me. This is not a flex to me. All I see is another brat with no respect who trapped a good man into a marriage because of the kids. Some of y'all might interpret this as marriage humor, but I talk to enough men who are trapped in emotionally abusive relationships every day to know what I'm really looking at here. Look out for the women who always seem to have their thumb on that record button. They will do you dirty. This is ironic, but I still mean that. Alright, y'all, we may have defeated wife strike, but the copycats still persist. Here's another woman who created an entire series just to partner shame her man.
This is day 2 of me passive-aggressively not picking up the things my partner leaves around the house. There's me with my morning water, hi. And there is the same toilet roll from yesterday and a fly sitting on the windowsill.
It's his fault there's a fly? Meet Summer. Summer, like Wife Strike, has created a daily blog with the express purpose of complaining about how messy her boyfriend is. We're on day 22. Exciting stuff. A lot of these are getting hundreds of thousands of views. She's getting thousands of comments. And in the beginning, you can see her vibing with this. She's really liking the comments. She's engaging with the girlies. There's really no reason to believe that this is fake or that this isn't really something that she's complaining about. But eventually she does what most partner shamers do, which in spite of the fact that she has done nothing but portray her man in a negative light to us, gets mad at us, the audience, for being mean to him and not getting that it's satire.
I'm sorry. At what part in these videos have I said any of this is toxic?
She's saying her boyfriend's behavior isn't
People make me
toxic
laugh.
now.
I'm honestly living for the discourse in the comments. Everyone's like,
That's
"Live
not her
it."
real
I'm
voice, by the way. It's a
"No."
filter.
Mayor, I'm 5 years in. Oh my god, my toxic relationship. Go read my bio. It says, a satirical take. Satirical. That means satire. That means taking the piss.
It's so cringe when someone is trying to explain something in a way that is not only hyper confident but extremely cocky, and they're not even explaining it correctly. That's not what satire is. Guys, satire is not just making a joke or making fun of somebody. There is a methodology to it that makes it satire. Okay, so like when The Onion posts an article that says, new study finds babies are dumber than adults. That's satire because it's fake science making fun of real science. This series is not satire because it's you actually complaining about actual messes. You not leaving him anyway doesn't make it satire. And it sure ain't gonna spare either of you from criticism. All she's actually doing is normalizing relationships like this and making it out like all men are like this.
Why do all men do this?
She also needs to regularly remind her viewers that this totally, definitely doesn't bother her.
Another day that he put his wet towel on my dressing table chair, which annoys the ever-living just out of me.
Unbothered. User whoever telling me to leave my boyfriend.
Afternoon. What can I do for you?
I need to buy a gun.
Partner shamers will really post 22 consecutive days of the worst parts of their boyfriend and then be like, why are you being so mean to him? Like, what did you expect people to do? Like him? Find him entertaining? Be like, oh yeah, this is what we all endure and go through? Now here's the thing, there are real satire partner shaming accounts. Sammy Head, for example, my favorite satire account. None of this is real. Her and her husband are playing characters. I mean, for God's sake, they named their child Incisor on this account. It's all jokes. None of the bad things you see portrayed are actually happening. This is very contrary to Summer's videos, where we never see her man. We have no reason to believe he supports these videos in any way. No, this is not satire. This is rage bait that you designed for one express purpose, which was to get people to click on your Instagram, which leads us to what? Oh, surprise, surprise, your business page. New Zealand's sloppiest throat, world-class meow, 1010 would recommend to a friend. And this is not to shame the throat goats of the world, okay? Men and women appreciate your services, right? But dude, just post thirst traps like a normal person. Don't make fun of real abuse that actual victims are going through, or partner shame this man that you allegedly like just to market yourself. Y'all are not thinking long term with your relationships or with your business strategies. Think long term. When your wife has become extra comfortable around
Bathing today?
What?
You plan on bathing today?
Yeah, I'm gonna get in the shower at 4, like I do every day.
I mean, you've had that dress on for 3 days.
And I still look cute in it.
They gonna comb your hair?
Well, it's dry.
He's sounding aggressive.
And you think this is attractive?
Excuse me.
You've gotten way too comfortable.
Have you showered
Back in your
this?
heels, I see the cracks.
Your ankles are dry? He's mad her ankles are dry? I'm sorry, is a spouse's job to be attractive at all times? I don't remember that in my wedding vows. I remember a lot of for richer or for poorer, in sickness and in health. I don't remember a lot of dry or moist ankles. I feel like everybody in life has a set of comfy days. You know what I'm talking about? And isn't the end goal to find someone that you can feel comfortable having your set of comfy days with? Am I wrong? Plus, homegirl had like 3 monitors open. I don't know what she's working on, but she's cooking. Like, she's in it. But even if she wasn't, even if she was just being lazy, why are you filming her and putting her on blast on the internet? Also, this is very simple, bro. If you want her to dress up, simply give her something to dress up to. You did all of this when you could have just said, hey, babe, do you want to go for a walk in the park? She would have dressed up! Also, if your partner really is wearing the same outfit for multiple days in a row, not moving from the same spot, Why aren't you asking if they're okay? I would personally be worried my man is like depressed or going through some shit. I certainly would not have a camera in his face. But since you really wanted to put her business out there and open up the doors of criticism, here's yours, sir. I think you've gotten too comfortable. I think you've gotten so comfortable with the clout, the likes, and the virality that you're willing to desecrate the sanctity of the privacy of your marriage for it. And that's f***ing sad. Bad partner shamer. Bad. This woman went on an 11-day vacation and came back to an absolute nightmare. It's a no from me, dog. I'll be the first one to say at face value, that is completely unacceptable to come home to. I would be pissed. Outside of like home invasion, there really is no good excuse for the house looking like that. And I know that there were some people in the comments saying, oh, well, isn't that a sign of a dad just having fun with his kids? No, my husband was a stay-at-home dad for a really long time. He had a lot of fun with the kids. I never came home to the house looking like that. However, I have covered enough partner shaming episodes at this point to say that I've seen enough creators end up coming out later and saying they staged the entire scene for views. So it could be that. Others have taken to analyzing the backgrounds of her other videos to theorize that maybe they're just a super messy family. And some are questioning why she even took an 11-day vacation from her husband and kids in the first place. Now, this could be a totally normal thing for them, or it could be trouble in paradise. We don't know yet. Now, it's been about a week since this video was posted, and we still have no update from the creator, so we can really only speculate on all that, but we do know that there have already been consequences. Whether real or fake, the partner shaming series is designed to ask 3 main questions about situations like this. 1, should this be our business? 2, is there another side? And 3, did bringing this to social media take it too far? It certainly has in the past.
They went snooping and found him and messaged him and showed him the videos, which he had no idea about.
So since my husband likes to stay very, very private, I thought it was just, it's kind of like an invasion of privacy.
But please, please, we are a one-income household. Please don't threaten, and please don't try to call my husband's place of work.
And it's looking like history is going to repeat itself because y'all found the man's Facebook. You found his social media, found the one public post he has, and started harassing him on it. With hundreds of people in the comments encouraging contacting the employer, this could be a really big problem for him because his current job is listed in his Facebook profile. So I guess I want to pass the question off to you. If it's true that he really did this, he weaponized his incompetence on purpose to punish her for leaving for a vacation, is that his employer's business? Follow-up question, do you think it will actually benefit her and their children if he is fired from his job? What about contacting the family? Do you think it's appropriate to rope his family into their marital issues? I'm not justifying this man's actions. What I am asking is, does the punishment fit the crime? Let me know down below. All right, let's see what the internet's mad about today. She's in her wedding dress. She's dancing around. And he's not noticing. Okay. Caption reads, 9 years married today, failed challenge. I'm guessing by the laughing emoji that she intended this to be lighthearted and funny. And according to the comments, that makes her a dumb, ignorant woman who doesn't understand how toxic her marriage really is. The top comments all start referencing the TikTok couch guy incident, which, if you're unfamiliar, was a super viral TikTok video where a girl went to surprise her boyfriend at his college dorm, only for him to suspiciously be sitting with 2 girls and multiple guys. This is also known as another incident where the TikTok mob got it horribly wrong because it's been 2 years since then, and that couple is still together. So might finally be time to admit you were wrong about that one too. I'm sure you already know the sage advice that rang through next. Divorce, babes, divorce. People have divorced for less. I feel like you should check his phone. Check his phone. The man's fingers aren't even moving once while he's looking at it. He's not texting nobody. She told him, I'm gonna go get ready. So he's like, all right, I'm putting the game on. If bro was actually doing anything insidious, he'd be doing one of these every single time he even sensed she was nearby. Dude was just chilling. And then there's this one. Hey girl, alongside the obvious, he's also wearing a puffer vest with short sleeves. Hope this helps. That was actually probably the least helpful of any of the comments, which is saying something because none of these comments are very helpful at all. Y'all, she shared a 15-second clip. You have seen 15 seconds of a 9-year marriage and have unilaterally determined with all the confidence in the world that it is definitively not a worthwhile union. that makes you look kinda stupid. And I bet you on that 16th second, he did notice the dress. And would you look at that, a very quick 5-second investigation into her Instagram proves my theory. Instagram also showed me a woman who loves her husband. They've been together for almost a decade. They live a life of wealth, prosperity, and privilege that most of us would punch our own siblings in the face for. This woman is like an actual Barbie living in an actual dream world, and all of you clueless, bitter Bettys hate men so much that you're desperate to paint her as a victim of some sort just because she spent 15 seconds of her day not being stared at. You may not care about how much you've insulted her husband, but I would hope as these women who empower other women, you would care about how much you just insulted her, to make the assertion that you know more about her own marriage than she does, and that she's too stupid to see the real toxicity of it. Y'all are getting way too confident making snap judgments about people's entire lives based off of less than a minute of content. Sometimes it's not the creator of the content who's the partner shamer, sometimes it's the commenters, and for that, you get the no bottle.
My husband made me a book advent calendar. I love it so much.
Baby, can you make me a bookish advent calendar and wrap them, and so every day I can unwrap a new book?
Dude, it's for me. I don't have time for that. I mean, you have too many books.
It's not.
Why don't you do this? Pick out the books you want to unwrap, and then we can sit down together and wrap them. I don't want to do it all. I'm not going to buy you more books. That is just a waste of money.
You're not supportive.
That's a cute idea.
I know, everyone's doing it online except I.
I really hate that you have to find out this way, but no one is safe from getting called out for partner shaming, not even sassy gay Latin ex-himbos. Listen to me. Expecting your partner to participate in whatever viral gift idea thing that someone else's partner did for them is gonna go about as well for you as Googling your symptoms. When people post those videos, it's not intended to make you feel bad or give you something to compare your partner to. Most of the time when they post those videos, it's not something that happens all the time. It's a unique, extravagant moment that they happened to capture. Not to mention, how are you gonna come online and shame your man when you asked him this on December 4th, 4 days into the advent calendar anyway? You handed the man an overdue assignment. And you can argue that it's supposed to be a joke, but look at the comments. Someone tagged the red flag guy because this book boy deserves better. Your ex said what? Which creator liked? This actually broke my heart. He looked you dead in the face and say, you do it. It's a waste of time and money for me. I want to break up with him on your behalf. So I spent 20 years with someone who had these same kind of responses. Trust me when I say huge red flag. This is heartbreaking. You could see the excitement drain from your face and it turns to sadness. They hate him. You made thousands of people hate your boyfriend because he didn't want to spend, what's the average cost of a book? Between like $10 and $20. Let's just say 15 times 25. $375, over $400 if we're counting with the wrapping paper and taxes and everything, on just the advent calendar part. Because you know, and we know, that you would still be expecting other presents besides just the advent calendar. Because, dude, he could spend the almost $500 on this advent calendar idea, and if that's all he got you, we would still get another partner shaming video of you saying, can you believe my boyfriend only got me an advent calendar? Late-stage capitalism has seriously ruined us so much as a society. If I ever get to the point where I just feel entitled to tribute instead of grateful for any thought that anybody put into giving me something, just don't even bother like spraying the no bottle. Just take the whole thing off and just dump it right on my head. Your boyfriend asking you to watch them play a video game kind of feels the same as when a kid says, look what I can do, and they just spin in circles.
Yeah.
Okay, want to know what both of those things have in common? Both of those are innocent examples of a person who loves and cares about you and just wants to spend time with you. And in both of these situations, you could have a couple different reactions. Like, you could absolutely be the person who's bitter and annoyed and is like, what now? Oh, cool, oh my god, over and over again until you eventually are wondering why they don't want to spend time with you anymore. Or you love them back and show them why you're the person that they should feel comfortable being around to go on and build an amazing relationship with. When a person who plays video games invites you to watch them play video games, it's not because they're trying to show off. In fact, they don't even really care what you do while also watching them play the video game. They're just trying to welcome you into one of the warmest and coziest environments they know. Like, bro, you just shamed your boyfriend online for, hold on, let me check my notes, wanting to coexist with you? Yeah, that's gonna get the no bottle from me. Me post-bickering session with my man. So they get into it, she's mad, she shakes up his beer so that when he opens it, it'll explode all over him. okay? But wait until we get into the comments. Somehow this video turned into like the mean wife Olympics. I dump out mine's water bottle and then put it back on his nightstand, so when he wakes up to take a little drink, he can't. One time I threw away the potato peeler because I know it's his pet peeve to peel the potatoes with a knife. Super wasteful, but okay. I used to pop the buttons off his shirt one by one until every one was unwearable. I'm the only one in the house who knows how to sew. It seems like you're just making more work for yourself then at that point, unless you don't plan on helping him. There were a lot of suggestions, but these are the two meanest and most messed up ones. I tell him I'll bring him lunch at work so he doesn't have to pack, and then when break rolls around and he messages me, I tell him to starve. I love to slightly shift his pillow setup or flip his underpillow so he has a crick in his neck all next week. Heart face. That last one is actually messed up. Like, that's violence. You wanted to cause that man pain, because as a mother over 30, I've had neck cricks worse than childbirth, dude. I'm usually the last person to say divorce as your first option, but if I'd been having horrible neck pain for a week, and then I opened up TikTok and I saw this video, and then I was like, oh, my husband commented, and I saw that he said that, I would feel like I didn't even know that man anymore. It might be over. And look, it's totally normal to prank or mess with your partner a little bit when they know that it's you, but most of y'all are just gaslighting. I mean, look at this one. I hide all the battery packs so he can't use the Xbox controllers. When he finally gives up looking, I put them out in the open so he thinks he's crazy. That is the definition of gaslighting. You're not only going out of your way to mess with him, but then you're going out of your way to psychologically manipulate him into thinking he's crazy and that you're not messing with him. If you actually get joy out of lying to your partner to alter their reality to convince them they're doing something wrong when you've been messing with them this whole time, you need two things: therapy and to be single. That is no behavior. No. Bad.